BetterKast, your bi-weekly home for stuff and things. We are three guys with a band, a podcast, and a pocket full of dreams. I'm just Matt.
I'm the Weather Brain.
And I'm Jam. And gentlemen, today I want to know, what is your favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
Ooh, nice. What's the one? Oh, Jingle All the Way?
Jingle All the
Where
Way?
he's like running down like through some airport or something
Love
like that,
that
going
movie.
crazy. And darn it, you know what? I forgot. He's looking for something. That was my favorite part of it. It's like, we need the toy or whatever.
Yeah.
What is it?
The Turbo Man doll.
The Turbo Man
Yeah.
doll. Yes, that's why I loved it so
I
much.
was
Yeah.
actually just going to ask him what the plot of the movie was and
Oh.
watch him struggle.
It has been a very long time since I've seen it.
I
but
love that movie. I like it because
That's the moment I remembered.
the
Yeah.
kid's name, Arnold's son, is Jamie in the movie. I was like, that's my name.
What's your favorite one?
I don't really know. I think it might be Terminator 2 Judgment Day, honestly. I think that's probably one of my favorite action movies in general. I think it still holds up to this day. I rewatched it like last year on DVD. Very weird experience because it was like a high quality DVD that you had to watch on like Windows Movie Player 8 or something
Oh,
on Windows XP
yeah.
in order to get the full experience. I was like, I'm not doing that. But
Yeah.
just straight up, I forgot how good it was. The action sequences are amazing.
They are.
So yeah, that's my
Especially for the time.
I loved him in
Absolutely.
Batman and Robin. He was a great Mr. Freeze. But honestly, it's probably either Kindergarten Cop or Total Recall.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Both great movies. Although I will say honorable mention is Expendables, just for the argument between him and Sylvester Stallone, where you can't really tell what either one of them are saying, but you know they're arguing about a little island in the Gulf.
Okay, I've never seen that film.
Oh, it's great.
Okay.
Well, not the film, but that scene is really funny.
I'll check out the
It's
scene.
not supposed to be funny. It's serious, and they're arguing, but it's Arnold Schwarzenegger at his age arguing with Sylvester Stallone at his age. So it's just a little bit muddled, if you will.
Right. Okay.
Gotcha. No, and
But
I've
Total
seen,
Recall, you see three boobs, and his head goes,
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like that was crazy.
Yeah. What about that little goblin guy that lives in the stomach? He's like,
Right.
Oh,
open your mind.
that taught me some things. That
I
guy.
still haven't seen the remake of that movie.
I haven't either. I
Me
probably
either.
won't, honestly.
Should we just because? Should we watch the remake?
Let us know in the comments if
Yeah.
we should watch it just because.
I'm not going to watch it.
Still probably just going to watch the original, but let us know.
What if one of our like loyal fans asks you to watch it, Jameson? You still not gonna watch it?
I'd consider it. I would
Okay.
do it. No,
All right.
I would do it.
You heard that? Well,
So, speaking of Arnold
he just really
Schwarzenegger,
doesn't want to watch it.
I don't want to watch it.
he actually stars in a show that I've been watching some of recently. Don't know if you guys have seen Secret Levels, but he is in one of the episodes on some kind of game or something. I don't know. But it's a show that's about like just video games. Each episode is a different game and it's different stories and stuff. The Pac-Man one is phenomenal. The Warhammer one was so great. The Mega Man, super good. The first episode, Dungeons and Dragons, awesome. If you've played Sifu, the second episode, so good. The Pac-Man episode horrified my soul when I
It's
watched
intense.
it.
It's intense. Yeah, we watched the Pac-Man episode before filming today.
Yeah, that blew my mind.
I was like,
I was
Brian,
not.
you want to watch a show that's on a like based on video games? And he's like, yeah. And then we watched the Pac-Man episode, which it's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm still processing it right now.
Yeah.
Actually, like it crosses my mind that the cylindrical metal gold looking Pac-Man with it's terrifying.
Yeah.
Actually,
It's
if I'm gonna be totally
amazing.
honest with you,
Super scary.
yeah. So whoever did that one, like kudos to you, because I don't know what you were on or whatever, but man,
Yeah.
You did it
Tim
right.
Miller. Good
impressive.
job. Yeah.
Impressive. For real. Yeah, well, speaking of video games, I actually started a new game recently, actually a couple days ago. I had been listening to the soundtrack for this game for like a month. And I was like, you know what? I need to see what this game's actually about because I liked the music. Lena Raine composed it. She is the one that also does a bunch of music for Minecraft, like the last few releases of like the updates. She's been involved with that.
Okay.
But I searched it up, and sure enough, it has high ratings. It's called Celeste, and it's a platformer. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Yep.
I've played it a little bit. I never got deep into it, but I love the vibe.
It's a great vibe. It's got like this retro feel to it. It's like a pixel setting, like you're playing as a character jumping off walls and stuff, kind of like that. And my favorite part of it is there are no lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you can die constantly.
Okay.
So like you learn as you go, and it's because it is a very difficult game to play as a platformer.
Doesn't sound like it because you don't have lives.
No. I mean,
there's strength in repetition.
Stop it.
Whoa. Hey now.
Sorry.
I'm still processing, Jameson. Anyways, yeah. So you just die. You can die forever. It actually counts your deaths for you instead of the other way around. Yeah, that's like your score counter kind of.
Okay.
But the whole premise of it is the levels are very difficult. So it is like they know you're going to be doing it over and over until you actually figure it out to get past each story, like each chapter. And I love it so far. And I've only gotten to chapter 3 at this point, but I'm going to keep playing this game. It's awesome. And I highly recommend it. And it also follows, the storyline follows themes of like dealing with anxiety and depression as well. So
I did hear that was an undertone of like the narrative for that game,
which is really, really cool for a game to have that. I think it's different. Like most Mario games obviously aren't dealing with that. So
they're not that heavy.
No.
There's not a lot to think about.
It's quite a heavy story, but it works with the theme of it. And can't say enough good things about it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll
Definitely.
try it.
I won't.
I will. Try to get through it.
What? Not even just get...
Don't know what it is. I'm just super confused.
It's like a platformer.
Yeah. So, have you been playing any video games lately?
I have not been playing anything new, but I have been playing games. I've been playing some retro games.
Okay.
I hooked up my Sega Dreamcast to my television like last week and going through my old collection. I have about like a 6-inch spindle full of CDRs that are burned bootleg Sega Dreamcast games. Yeah.
Nice.
So I have
awesome collection.
Is it really?
It's great. Yeah.
I gotta see this sometime.
It's only primo stuff. So it's pretty much I've found a community called Revive DC, which is Revive Dreamcast Project, and they basically have archived a lot of classic games and made them available to, put on a CDR, which is essentially all that Dreamcast games were in the first place. So that's why their piracy was so out of control.
Yeah, no
when
doubt.
The console launched.
Yeah.
Now the Model 2 and the Model 3 Dreamcast had lockout chips that were copyright protection that stopped the bootlegging. But if you have a Model 1 Dreamcast, you're still good to go. So
still good.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I just pretty much have like a bunch of arcade perfect ports and classic console games, the Sega franchise.
It's 100% amazing. We went over there one night and he was like, yeah, let's look through these games. We played a couple games and found Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer, and then we just played that until like 4 in the morning.
Seriously.
Yeah.
He is good at it too.
Bro, I gotta witness that.
I've actually played it on every single console it's come out on for some reason.
Yeah, I've never met a bigger Star Wars Pod Racer fan in my life.
Specifically, Pod Racing.
Specifically.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's new. Yeah, I never heard of that either. You can do other stuff with the Dreamcast too, not just
you
video
can,
games, right?
Yes. You can run software on it. I think you can get online still in 2025. You can hook it up to a broadband.
You can
network.
go online with it?
Yeah, you can go online with it. You can basically use it like a PC.
I had no clue.
Yeah, I think someone has installed Linux before.
No way.
I don't know if that's true. I know you can do it on the PS2.
Doesn't it have like a little Tamagotchi thing or something?
It does. The memory cards are basically like little Tamagotchis, right? So they're like run on lithium batteries, and they're basically like tiny little Game Boys that plug into your controller. And they have all your save files. But if you have games like Sonic Adventure 2, and you go to this place called the Chow Garden, you're basically raising Tamagotchis in the game.
What?
And then you can save them to your memory card and raise them IRL, so you can interact with them.
I had no clue it was that versatile of a system.
Yeah, and the memory cards are actually compatible with each other. You can plug them into each other, and they will interact with each other like that. Yeah, you can share data and stuff like that. There's like mini games and some things that you can use.
Man, things
Pretty cool.
were way further ahead during that time than I realized.
Yeah.
If that was going on already.
Yeah, they had big dreams for the Dreamcast, and I think piracy kind of
Ruined
shut
them.
them down. And here
Yeah.
I am bragging about all my bootleg DVDs and CDs and stuff.
That's
But
like the main thing I heard about the Dreamcast, not all that stuff.
Yeah.
So,
well, the idea is that people want to preserve the games and they want interest to come back into the system. And there's a lot of independent game makers out now. There are still Dreamcast games being made. You can go play real Dreamcast games, download them from the developers, burn them to a CD-R, and play them in your Dreamcast.
speaking of indie, Celeste was made by an indie game creator.
Oh yeah, who was
Right.
it? What was the team?
It was Maddie Makes Games, I believe.
Okay.
That team, great people. But I wonder if it's portable to the
That would be amazing.
Would that be neat?
We could get a Dreamcast port of Celeste.
of Celeste.
That'd
Try
be
it
pretty
out.
dope. All right.
We need to find that. We need to
All
check
right,
that out.
Let's go find these people. Let's send them a letter. Be like, hey, can you guys make a Dreamcast port of this game, possibly?
Yeah.
I
You
think
can
that would
probably
be cool.
figure it out.
I think so. Yeah. Let's do it.
Yo, Maddie. We want it. We're gonna do it on the Dreamcast. Let's go.
Hook us up.
We start like a GoFundMe or something. Get a campaign going. Pay the team. I don't know. I don't know how this works. I'm just gonna download it.
Yeah, I forget. There's a co-creator, 2 co-creators of it or something. Are you just eating a chicken sandwich?
Yeah, but like the sandwich part is waffles.
Ah, man. You know what, Matt? Now I'm hungry. I haven't had lunch, and you get to just have lunch during the podcast.
Oh, I bet that's good.
Yeah,
Bet that's
I'm sure it is. It smells god dang amazing.
Do you guys want to split one?
Excuse me? This is a
Second one.
waffle.
I told you it's waffle instead of bread.
Oh, did you say that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Pretty smart. I would put some like maple syrup in there.
I think there is some. It's got a sweetness
Oh,
to it. It's
really?
really nice.
Okay. Put some hot sauce in that thing too.
would you guys like some? Well, anyways, guys, so thanks for literally, just having another meal in front of me.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for the sandwich too.
Yeah, thanks for the sandwich, Matt. Yeah.
Yeah. Pocket food.
Anyways, so I guess it's time for the weather, huh?
I think so.
Let's get right into it, shall we? All right. So we've had a lot going on these last couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And by a lot, I mean like a lot.
Yeah.
We had, what would you say, 5 days straight of severe weather?
I'd say so.
It was a few. It was not a fun time.
No, there was one night I was up until literally 5:30 in the morning because we just had constant tornado warnings. Like this storm front came in and there's a stationary front. It became stationary and it just stalled out and supercells were riding up along it. Not just like regular storms, like big, bad supercell storms. So for hours and hours that night, we just had a train of supercells with tornado warnings, rotation, hail, damaging winds, the whole deal. And I think one of the worst parts, though, was flash flooding.
Oh yes.
Oh, man. It was pretty bad. Clarksville especially, up that way.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
some water up there where I'm at.
I bet. How did the store feel?
It was fun the next morning when I went in.
Yeah.
I actually, when all those storms and warnings and stuff started going on, I got a phone call from my sister. Her and my niece and nephew had taken shelter in the bathroom. They were calling to make sure that I was okay. And I was like, look, I got to be up for work in like 2 hours. Like, let me sleep or let me die peacefully.
One or the other at this point, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not moving. I'm staying in bed. It's the middle of the night. If it gets me, it gets me. We're fine.
Yeah, shout out to my buddy Steven. He was up with me the whole time because he's kind of into weather too. He could not sleep knowing that there were just tornadoes possibly headed our way the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
He stayed up right up until 5 a.m. And finally, when I was like, all right, they moved a little south, he goes, good, I'm going to get like at least 1 hour because I have work in like an hour. And I went, oh.
That's rough.
I didn't have work. I at least slept until noon that day.
Good. At least you got some sleep.
Yeah.
Most people were up.
Yeah.
I did not stay up. I slept through the whole thing.
Even if you didn't stay up for the whole thing, a lot of people just didn't have a good night of sleep because of it. Yeah. So, but anyways, I got some pictures of the last event we had. I think it was Saturday. Just to kind of show you guys the scope of how insane it was. This photo here was taken literally out back of the house up here, our studio house here. And that's a monster storm right there. You can actually see right here, that's like either debris or birds. I can't tell, but it's pushed by the wind in this photo. You can see it in the distance too.
Something in the air.
Yeah, there's something there. Here's a fuller look of that. And right here, you can see the actual rain curtains. That's rain falling.
That's
Insane.
Wild. Yeah.
And it was moving too. It was moving about 60, 70 miles an hour. So that's rain curtain.
Sorry, you said rain.
Here we go again. But yeah, so that was crazy. Here's another look at the first cell. So that picture right there you just saw was the second cell that came in behind us. This was the first one, which was a close call. And this one actually reportedly dropped a tornado near Cottontown. Unconfirmed so far, but law enforcement reported it that day. And when I got that observed warning, I was like, y'all, this is happening. Like, this is actually... luckily, it lifted and moved further off to the northeast towards my house in Westmoreland. So it was just a crazy day for everybody. That like we had already had so much severe weather, and then Saturday it's like, again?
Yeah.
You know?
It was almost apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Honestly,
yes. I agree. Here's another photo of that first cell as it moved by. And I'm telling you, this part of the storm right here, it was spinning. Like, I don't think it reached the ground, but you said you saw like some rotation. You guys both did, right? Like,
yeah, there was rotation that was reported on the square in town.
Yeah, that's it. Like, that's from our vantage point towards Gallatin. So that's what they saw. And, you know, even though it didn't necessarily touch down, there were no tornado reports. The damaging winds from that storm in Gallatin, I heard they were rough.
Yeah, the winds were kicking on Saturday.
Yeah, it was a pretty crazy time for everybody. We're getting calls left and right, but as soon as this was over, since then it's been a lot better. It's been nice. Got cool.
Yeah,
we actually had a little
good days.
But the question is, what's on the horizon?
Yes. Here's the 3-day forecast. In case you're wondering, it's going to be average for spring. It's not going to be hot, not going to be cold necessarily. Nice. Unless you feel like 35 to 40 for lows is cold. I happen to see that as a nice crisp spring morning.
I'm fine with it. I can enjoy that.
Got
the right clothes.
What would you say, Matt?
I'd say 35 is 3 degrees above freezing.
Yeah.
Well, technically, Matt, we're not out of frost season yet. It is April, so this is normal. I know it's wearing me out too, though. I got to be totally honest with you. I am done with the cold. Have been for a while now. But our average last frost is like mid-April, and it's like a week from that, pretty much. And we actually had frost. Close. Did you see frost the other morning? Like, I had frost on my car a couple days ago.
I know. I walked into work the other morning, and it was 30 degrees.
That was the day. We had a frost. It didn't last very long. It was probably there for a couple hours that morning when it finally dipped below freezing. And we'll probably have one more frost. If I were to estimate as a aspiring weather dude, I would say we'll have one more frost this season at least.
Okay.
If we don't, his name is Brian, and he was wrong.
Yeah. If he's wrong, he loses his powers.
Yeah, and I don't want to lose those. I worked really hard for those, man. Like, I told you guys.
Better have one more frost.
Yeah, please. Just one more, though, because after that, I'm done. Can we get back to 80, please?
Yeah,
I actually like 80.
Somewhere close to that would be nice.
I like wearing shorts.
Man, I don't know. I'm not really a shorts guy.
No?
I do it sometimes. Like, when I'm at the house.
What if it's 100 degrees out?
I don't know, man. Maybe, yeah.
Okay, to each their own, I guess, but... yeah. Well, you know what? Ahead of this, looking forward, it is going to be average. So, like, spring is going to be spring. for Tennessee, meaning like we're going to be in the 70s and 40s probably. That's the average. And then as we get closer to May into June, it'll start going way up. And you know how that goes. By the time we get to May, it's usually just, oh, here we go. Here comes the heat, right? June is hot. But it's not happening too early, I don't think. We're going to have a lot of these up and down storm systems, keeping us cool and average. And then maybe a couple of days where it gets to 80, and those are going to likely be the severe storm days. And active severe weather, that's the type of spring we're looking at.
And here soon, we'll have cicadas.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's one of those years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's exciting. You guys going to do anything special for the cicadas this year?
What do you mean that's exciting?
It's like an event. Like
It sucks.
Yeah, I know. It's like a plague.
So why is it exciting?
I don't know. You got to make it fun.
No, you don't.
You have to. Didn't you do something last year for your niece and nephew? You gave them like a tackle box or a baby
So
box?
my niece was like actively collecting cicadas, like putting them in her backpack at school and bringing them home and terrorizing my family with them. So like a good uncle, when her birthday came around, I got her a big minnow bucket with like a lid on it that just like kind of flapped so she could keep her friends in it. And I wrote Lennox's friends. And so she has a giant bucket that she keeps cicadas in.
Nice.
I think we should all get a cicada bucket.
I try to stay away from cicadas.
Yeah, I'm not
to be
a fan.
honest with you, they are a little bit like ominous looking.
They're kind of intense.
I like to let them just stay in the trees, do their thing.
You also have a horrifying screech I'm not a fan of.
I've also been
it's pretty
direct
intense.
hit in the freaking eyeball with one before, and that was not very fun. That hurt.
I wouldn't enjoy that.
What you got for sports today, bud?
Ooh, sports. So we're going to move on to the double dribble with Jam Jam.
With Jam Jam.
The latest talk on the town. We had a big NCAA basketball game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, we sure did.
So I believe it was some kind of championship of sorts.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Okay. Well, you missed a good game.
I did.
What they're saying, yeah. And I believe it was the Florida Gators versus Houston.
The Houston what?
Yeah. What?
The Houston basketball players. The
The
Houston
Houston-
basketball team.
Right, but don't they have a mascot like the gator?
Like,
Or like
the University of Houston, Texas. The Houston Texans.
So they're just people?
Yeah,
That's their
there's just-
mascot?
it's a bunch of people from Houston that play in a basketball team together. That's their mascot. It's the team is the mascot.
Wow, that's.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess that's pretty.
It's kind of confusing, but
I don't know. Maybe they're making
I
a big.
can see how that might be confusing.
so like anytime you have the logo, it's just the team in their uniform. Right?
Does the team spell out like the H for Houston?
It could.
Okay.
They spell out a lot of things, I think.
So is this like the championship?
Yeah, I
Like,
believe it was like the game, like
this
the
is
big
the
game.
the
Yeah,
basketball game,
uh-huh.
the big one. I
Yeah,
got you.
And a lot of people didn't think that Houston was going to make it to the championship because they had to play Duke University the game before that.
Oh,
And everybody had their money on Duke, and I did too, just because their reputation, obviously.
Duke's one of-
Obviously,
yeah.
you're a big sports bettor.
Obviously, so
So Duke has like this thing going for
yeah,
them
they've
with
got some
basketball?
kind of reputation about basketball being good and stuff, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, no, they're gonna win," and they didn't win, so it was kind of an upset. What a game!
Yeah. Sounds
Yeah.
like the Texans just weren't cut out for it.
No. Well, I don't know. I think it was close. I don't remember the score. I think it was like what, 3-point differential, 6 points, 20 points, something like that.
Yeah. Now, would you say that the Houston Oilers were they at least performing well, like as good as they could?
I would, yeah. I think they actually probably didn't expect to win against Duke, so I don't even think they were supposed to really be there. I think they all scheduled other things because they thought that game was already.
They were just planning on losing.
And they
like,
just didn't even think they were going to get there. Yeah.
Got you. I only
So-
asked because I don't really know a lot about the Houston Tomahawks. So
Now, let me ask you, Jameson, did the Houston Haymakers ever have a lead on the Gators?
Yeah. There was like a second half lead, I think, that didn't amount to much more than just a few moments of momentum. A lot of people thought that maybe they could take it all the way. I just think they got fatigued.
Fatigue is a major thing, especially if you don't have a deep bench.
So
Now,
Deep
does the
benches-
Houston Hallifords have like deep bench?
I'd say it's pretty average bench.
Pretty
honestly.
average?
Yeah.
How
So
many people would you say that is?
It's like 7 to 13 people.
7 to 13
Yeah,
people.
is that
Okay.
pretty average?
All right.
You know? It's a decent sized bench.
It's a decent
you know?
sized bench.
It's not huge. It's not
Well,
the biggest bench ever.
yeah,
It's not like a pew.
well, I guess maybe next time the Houston Ranch hands will have there'll be like more of a fire under them to,
Maybe.
because they got that far, right?
Yeah.
They got that far.
So, like, who knew? Houston's always been one of those teams that people are like, dude, when pigs fly,
I know when I think of the
Oink.
Houston Henry Allens, I would never think that they were going to be in the NCAA championship.
No, me neither. No, but you know what? Here they are. They did it. Much respect to the coaches. We're over here celebrating Houston for doing such a good job. But Matt, aren't you a Florida fan? How do you
I
feel?
actually am a Gators fan.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, okay.
I don't really watch college basketball anymore. So when I found out they were in the championship, it was one of those like, yeah, go guys, good job.
Nice.
I will say at the end of the day, you got to respect the Gators because like most of the people that leave Florida and go into like the NBA or the NFL, MLB, whatever the sport is, like they're pretty good athletes. Most of them are killers.
Well, I'm just ready for them to make a 4-point shot
Yeah,
officially.
that would be cool. When is that going to happen?
I don't know. I don't think they're going to do it.
Do you think the Houston Halle Berries have a chance to come back next year?
I think as long as their coach stays on point and continues this strategy, probably hones in a little bit of the stage fright and helps the players with their new status of being like number 2.
Like, come on, Houston Hammersmiths. You were here last year. You've got it next year, too.
Oh, yeah, last year. That was pretty crazy.
Well, no, I mean like next year moving forward.
They're going to get it next year, you think?
I think they got a chance. I think they'll be right back in that tournament.
I got to say, I believe in you. Houston Hagglers, you got this.
Yeah.
You got this.
Yeah, I think the Houston Texans have a really good shot next year. So I'm going to root for them. I don't really have a team in the NCAA, other than the Arkansas Razorbacks. But
Let's go Houston hot sauce.
yeah, ooh, I like that. I like that. Texas Pete, baby.
Texas Pete. All right, yeah.
All
You know
right,
what?
I will say, as a Gators fan, I heard it was a very close game. Multiple guys in my fantasy football group were yelling about it to each other all night. But hey, what can you do? Gators win championships.
Real quick, what does the outlook for the next basketball season look like?
Oh, I think there's going to be a lot of new teams coming out.
In
'Cause there's-
general, or
yeah, just-
like
We're going to have a lot of new teams next year.
Okay.
There's going to be new people going to school, starting college, and they're going to be joining the teams and getting scholarships. And we're just going to have
Yep.
to wait and see how they perform on the court, really, to make that assessment. But I foresee a lot of new players next year.
Makes total sense.
how many of them do you think will go to the Houston Hondas?
I don't really know anything about the school, so I don't really know what their drafting process is like. I would say it's pretty safe to assume 15 to 25, possibly 15 to 25 at least, maybe at most. I don't know. Perhaps somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there? I got
Yeah.
you.
You know what I mean?
This is why you're the sports guy.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. Like
Love
good
it.
odds. You know what I mean?
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah. That's what I assume.
That's why I like him. He's fair.
I
He's
call
a fair
it like it is,
sportscaster,
guys.
right?
I call it like it is.
Yeah.
Tired of these crooked refs, man. Get them out of here.
But at least we've learned a lot about the Houston exoskeletons today.
Yeah.
Hares. Their mascot's a rabbit.
Yes, there we go.
Houston Hares.
Rabbits bounce.
Yeah.
Just like basketball.
Oh, yeah. Lola Bunny.
Makes,
all day.
That makes sense, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
That's where it comes from. All right, guys. I think that wraps it up for the sports section. I'm going to go ahead and pass the ball over here to my buddy, Matt Kenney.
I'm going to catch the ball. I'm going to place it safely on the ground because a studio is no place for sports.
Thank
Now,
you. Thank you.
Another thing a studio is no place for: horrifying animals.
Absolutely not.
All right, boys, and I assume other boys, maybe one girl. What we're going to talk about today is the honey badger.
Okay.
I know what you're thinking. What is a honey badger? Well, hey!
What do you
Put the honey badger on the screen! Thank you.
What the heck, man?
So, this is a honey badger. I know what you're thinking. Wow, that guy looks nice. Well, let me tell you, you would be wrong. Now, if you're like me, you're probably not going to run into one in the wild because honey badgers live in the bushy areas of Africa and the southern and western parts of Asia. Now, I know what you're wondering. Matt, how big is that little fella? He doesn't look that big. Well, you're not wrong. He is about 12 inches tall from the shoulder. That's like 12 inches tall.
Ooh.
And then his body's about 24 to 30 inches long. Not a big guy. Like a beagle. Like a beagle of death, if you will.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, now they can get up to like 30 pounds, which is kind of weighty for that size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, Matt, how do they get to that size? What are they eating? Well, I'll tell you, they are omnivorous, meaning they eat animals and not animals. So
Solid.
they eat snakes, scorpions, birds, insects, small mammals. They also eat vegetation and fruits.
You know, they have pretty darn big claws for being like omnivores.
Yeah, no, see, that's the thing. They dig holes. They got these strong front legs, and they're really, really good diggers. Like, they're super good at it.
Shit. That makes me
Yeah, no, you can see, if you zoom in on that paw right there, you'll be able to see, like, that's a digging claw right there. Now, it is also a defensive claw because look at the big, scary talon-like claws. Now,
Those are intense.
that's going to rip some stuff up.
All
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you go to, let's go ahead and swing on over to our next picture.
Sure.
So you see this guy right here? See how his skin looks a little loose on him?
Yeah.
Almost like he's draped with a blanket? Well, you see these guys, they've got a thick rubbery skin. And it's kind of like your hand in a glove. It's made so if a predator grabs it, they can spin around and continuously attack. Like,
What?
they're a horrifying little animal
Why?
for defensive purposes.
That's nuts.
Yeah, that's
No,
insane.
it's insane. Also, their skin is so thick, it like bee stings don't hurt it, porcupine quills don't hurt it, dog bites don't hurt it. Like you just can't get through it. It's a little murder tank.
Wow.
It's a tiny, furry, adorable looking little murder tank.
Wow.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, what's going on with these guys other than that? What makes them so scary, Matt? I'll tell you. One of the things they do is they like snakes. So they'll eat snakes. They'll go after venomous snakes. Do you know why they're not scared to go after venomous snakes?
No.
Because they are venom resistant.
Now that's
How?
insane.
You just can't venomize them. Marvel would
That doesn't
hate
make
this
any
thing.
sense.
They're that's like their number one stat is being venom resistant.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome.
crazy.
Well, and the murder claws and
Well-
the skin thing and the thickness of the skin. There's a lot to it.
I've just never heard of an animal being venom resistant.
Oh, I know. You know what else you haven't heard
Yeah,
of?
me neither.
Here's a fun fact for you guys. What do you think the average lifespan of these things are?
I'm gonna say 12 years. Just I don't know.
We
I don't know.
only know if they're held in captivity. We don't know what their average lifespan is in the wilderness. Probably because they are a solitary creature. They are very nomadic and they don't want to be around nothing. So the ones that are held in captivity, they've been able to be like, oh, it's average of about 26 years.
Mhm.
However, we don't know for sure in the wild because we can't watch them.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Could you imagine dedicating your life to following a honey badger around just to see when it dies?
It would not be a smart thing.
You could get funding for that, right? For
Well,
research?
here's why it wouldn't be a smart thing, because the Guinness Book of World Records actually named this thing the most fearless animal. It will attack things bigger than it. It has been known to attack buffaloes, lions, leopards, crocodiles, big things that a 30-pound dog should not attack. But
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. I was reading something talking about how people have seen this thing fight multiple lions and still get away. Not necessarily unscathed, because, lions, but get away from the fight with multiple lions. Multiple lions.
Multiple?
Multiple.
That's not even like a thing.
No.
I didn't think it was until
No.
now. Hey, do you think he has like a picture of him like they're being aggressive?
Let's see the teeth.
Oh
Yeah,
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 let's see the teeth. Can we see the teeth?
Ooh.
Would you
Nice.
draw that by hand?
Wait, yeah. Why is it black and white? That's weird. What? Where did you find this? Like an encyclopedia? Like literally, did you scan this? Anyways,
So you can see it's scary teeth, and that's a bad picture, Greg.
Yeah, Greg, come on. Actually, it's artistic, though. I think he was going for more like of a classic movie monster thing here.
I mean, for a
could you
black and white
imagine?
picture, it's pretty high def.
Yeah, could you imagine a badger-themed horror movie?
I am the honey badger. Now give me your honey.
Hey, nice.
Now, I know what you're probably wondering, Matt. Nothing about this animal looks sweet to me. Why is it called the honey badger?
I've been
Well,
wondering, yeah.
let me tell you, Jameson. It is called the honey badger because of its physical resemblance to the European badger. It also is known to eat a fair amount of honey and honeybee larvae. So they were like, well, it looks like that and it eats that, so we'll just call it a honey badger. And it sounds like a nice animal, and it's the most aggressive thing on the planet for no reason.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like, it sounds like it'd be really kind and friendly.
Yeah, no, it sounds like something that like Winnie the Pooh would have a friend that's like the honey badger.
Yeah.
But no, like the honey badger is what killed Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. No shit.
Winnie the Pooh's like, oh, I'm all out of honey. My friend, the honey badger, you have some.
Yeah. Honey badger would.
That's how I imagine that would go over.
Yeah.
Oh,
He would cut him out.
bother.
Oh, bother.
Oh, bother.
I thought the honey badger would like taste sweet. Like it might be like
You
some
would.
sort of honey overtones if you cooked
You
it or
would
something.
think that.
Yeah, I can imagine like little deep fried little badger fritter with honey mustard or something. That'd be good.
Yeah.
It's got a great diet.
You know what? I wish I had the appetite you do. Sometimes. 'Cause
Yeah.
then you probably have such a palate at this point.
I'm working on it still. Like I can eat a lot of things that I never thought I could, and still trying new things.
Do you eat the banana with the skin on it?
Haven't tried that. Nope.
Well, I guess you have something to try now.
I'm gonna do that when I get home.
Yeah, you got bananas at home? Try it. Let me know what you
I'm gonna
think.
eat the banana with the peel on it. See
Do
how that
with the-
goes.
Try it with the orange, the kiwi, and a peanut too.
I've done it with the orange,
Have
and
you?
I've done it with peanuts. I
Oh
don't care
my.
for it.
Well,
The orange is not that bad.
I've done it with the kiwi. It hurt. I don't recommend it. Kind of tough.
It's kind of like a furry exterior.
Oh, I don't
doesn't it?
mind the furry exterior. I'm just saying it's kind of tough to bite into.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought,
That's all.
okay.
What am I, weird? I feel like I'm not the only one that likes. Anyways, I'm not going to get into the furry texture of things.
Furry textures is an interesting topic conversation.
Yeah, it certainly is, and I know there's experts out there way more in tune with that than I am. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to pretend to get into
Oh
that.
yeah, me neither. No, because I could sit here and just like put on a front and be like, yeah, no, I know about my furry textures, and then you catch me in a situation where I don't know what I'm talking about,
Right.
and I look stupid.
In fact, I know a guy who's like a furry texture expert.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, dude.
yeah, it's crazy, man. Rick Duke is the guy. If you want to know about furry textures or anything like that, like not just fruits, like
Rick
anything.
Duke? Like Richard Duke?
Richard Duke, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, do you
I know
heard of it?
Richard Duke. I've seen some of his work float around. People reference his name.
Yeah, he went to the
From time to
University of
time.
Illinois, and then he actually became a professor there. So
Really? What
yeah.
did he teach?
He taught textures.
Oh, wow.
And then he really honed his craft in on like fuzzy and furry textures. So yeah, Rick Duke, man.
That's
He's-
cool.
He's the guy.
Wow. I just didn't know that you could like.
You done? Are you done now? Two
Yeah,
things.
I think I've said enough about Rick. Keep doing what you do, bro.
Two things. One, why? Two, you both said furry way too many times in a short time.
I'm sorry, did that trigger you, Matt?
We did say furry a lot.
Also,
Yeah.
as the animal guy, I should know this. Oh, yeah, no, we're still talking about animals.
Oh, sorry, Matt. I'm so sorry.
As the animal guy, I should know this. Are there porcupines in Africa?
Let's get one.
Yeah, they're not very prominent, as far as I know. And I'm not the animal expert. He is.
We could sell it.
What, as food? Yeah.
We can sell the badger. We can start collecting its honey, and we can start a business. We could jar its honey.
You know what? Screw it. You're right. You know what? Because you get two for the battle of one. You get the honey badger, you get the meat,
Yeah.
and you get the honey.
And you get the
Do
honey.
you two not listen when I talk about animals?
Sometimes. A little. I know Jameson tries his best.
They don't
to-
make
Yeah.
honey.
No, they find it, right?
They eat it.
If we got one, it could lead us to the honey.
That just changed my whole perspective, though, because that means that the honey badger actually is Winnie the Pooh.
It is Winnie the Pooh.
That makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
He's a honey badger.
Yeah, he's not a bear.
He would have murdered Christopher Robin.
I mean, he didn't, because the show still went on.
Because he's not a honey badger. He's like a stuffed bear.
How is he stuffed? He's like a
Why
humanoid.
is Eeyore's tail pinned on?
I don't
Because
know.
they're stuffed animals. What? What are you doing?
I actually don't know anymore. Sorry, I got really distracted by that. Back to the honey badger.
It's small. It's murderous. It's a honey badger.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
And it's not a bear. They're not bears.
It's
right?
actually from the weasel family.
Whoa.
Oh, that's
It's like a
even cooler.
Super
It's like a
weasel.
big
What?
weasel.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's an aggressive looking weasel.
Dang.
Just
So-
It's like an apex weasel.
let's go.
That should be Houston's mascot.
Actually, yeah, that'd be way cooler.
Way
Houston
cooler.
honey badgers.
Yes. You're welcome, Houston.
Yeah,
It's way better than the Texans.
the Cougars.
The Cougars. It's better than that, too.
We literally Googled it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It-
I don't know, man. Well, you know what? Thank you for informing us about the amazingly, insanely aggressive honey badger.
Yeah.
I tried to, but I'm 90% sure Jameson still thinks it makes honey.
I know it has something to do with getting honey.
You can let a guy dream, right?
Yeah. Come on, man. Let me have this.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's all I want.
Sheesh.
So I will let you guys know. I found this new beautiful thing that has come out. I don't know if you guys are a fan of Cowboy Bebop,
Oh, yeah.
but
Yes.
most people who have
Oh,
seen
yes.
it are a fan of
For
Cowboy
sure.
Bebop.
Uh-huh.
Hate or love the live action. I'm talking about the OG anime.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the guy that makes that, Shinichiro Watanabe, I said it right. He's got this new show that just came out this last week called Lazarus. It's like the same kind of animation style. Like it looks beautiful in my personal opinion. I'm normally not a big fan of like the CGI in anime. I do prefer hand drawn. However, they've got like this beautiful mix and the backgrounds look amazing. I've never paid more attention to backgrounds in like shows in my life. Such a good show. Beautifully done. Can't wait to watch more of it.
Nice. What's it about?
All right, so this dude made this like fix-it-all pill, and everybody started taking this fix-it-all pill. And then one day he pops up around the world, and he's just like, "Hey guys, So my fix-it-all pill is good, but it also kills people.
Like everybody?
Like anybody that's taken it dies 3 years after taking it.
Uh-oh.
And he's like, so the people that started taking it first, probably going to go within the next 30 days. I've got a cure. You've got to find me within the next 30 days.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's about like this, I don't know, this vigilante or something that gets abducted by a secret society to help find and track down this drug man.
Sweet. That sounds
pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Nice. Well, you know what? Speaking of anime, I have a quick update of my own.
Yeah.
I'm actually halfway through Samurai Champloo now.
Nice. I'm glad someone's watching it.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to
tried.
actually be like careful talking around you about it. I wish you'd catch up.
Mugen sword.
I will. I tried to log into something the other day to watch it and it didn't work. And then Matt was like, why don't you just use the Crunchyroll?
Get the Crunchyroll. Do you
And
have
I'm
the
like,
Crunchyroll?
dude.
Do you have the Crunchyroll now?
Yes.
Good. Then you can watch it. So, other than that, though, while I'm watching that, I'm watching another one called Servant X Service. And if any of you've watched it out there, it's kind of a rom-com, but it's also like an office-themed like comedy of its own. Yeah, and that was kind of my rom-com for the week.
Okay.
But it was more of a comedy.
For the week?
How often do you watch rom-coms?
I'm sorry, he said for the week.
For the week, yeah.
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Pretty like I will watch all rom-coms as my like anime digest and then throw some other stuff on top of those and watch them. Kind of like how I'm doing with Samurai Champloo. The next one I'm going to watch, the next rom-com, you know what? I can't remember. I need to actually go look into it. I got to start a new one.
So before we started recording, I actually got on my Crunchyroll and went through a list of rom-com animes trying to make fun of Brian, but he told me what every single one of them was about and whether it was good or not.
It's my problem. I haven't decided on one to watch next yet, but I have to tonight. Have you been watching any anime?
Let's see here. I caught up a little bit on Mashal. Been watching that again. Matt got me onto that a couple months ago, and I took a break from it, and I kind of caught back up on a few episodes. Forgot how genuinely funny that anime is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's actually funny.
It's absolutely hysterical. I normally don't watch like comedy style animes, but it's genuinely funny, and he's just punching everyone in the face.
Really?
Yeah.
It's basically like, we may have mentioned this before, but it's like, the Harry Potter world kind of situation, and there's a student who joins the world of wizarding, whatever, the school of witchcraft, and he does not have magic powers, but he uses physical strength to create illusions that he is performing magic feats.
He uses what he calls muscle magic.
Muscle magic.
That sounds pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
There is a spin-off of My Hero coming out. I think they got one episode out on Crunchyroll right now. It's called My Hero Vigilantes.
Whoa.
It's like a kid that wants to be a hero, kind of like the whole Deku thing, except like Superman Jesus didn't give him a hair to eat. So this kid has a quirk. He has this like weird ability where he kind of gets on all fours and slides around.
What?
And then there's this chick that's like pretty much an influencer. And then there's an old guy that likes to punch stuff. It's super good.
You guys are messing around on newgrounds.com?
No, but I remember seeing it a lot on MySpace.
Yeah. Dang, yeah, absolutely.
Way to age yourself.
Hey.
Newgrounds is still relevant. There's a great free-to-play video game made by one of my favorite creators. His name is Lumpy Touch. He does a lot of pixel art. And one of my favorite creations that he's done is it's like a 13-part Where's Waldo series, where Waldo is a serial killer, and you're basically watching a Game Boy pixel art story of a detective trying to track down Waldo. He's trying to find him.
I'm sold. Let's go.
It's good.
Let's go, man.
He also does a Game Boy version of Breaking Bad, which turns into an eldritch horror anime, and all of the characters are way too crispy, look way too good. He does all the voice acting and animation. Highly recommend it.
Lumpy Touch. Let's go.
Yeah.
We're Lumpy Touching.
Lumpy Touch. He's
All right, guys.
Yep.
We've been better, Kenney, and we better be in your playlist.